Greetings, Habari, welcome. I'm Aunt Nancy, and this is Storyville. Unfortunately, friends, I will not be able to stay to talk that talk with you because I must be off. You see, I have a job to do. But don't worry, another griot, Professor Cheryl Nelson, has come to offer you a tale. Would you like to know where I am off to do? I'm off to collect stories. Wait, Professor Nelson will be telling a story that has been collected by none other than Zora Neale Hurston. And you must say all three of her names, for she was a griot's griot. This is her story called Keys to the Kingdom.
A folk tale collected by Zora Neale Hurston, entitled Keys to the Kingdom. When God first put folks on earth, there was no difference between men and women. They were all alike. They did the same work and everything. However, the man got tired of fussing about who gonna do this and who gonna do that. So he went up to God and asked him to give him power over the woman so that he could rule her and stop all that arguing. He asked him to give him a little more strength and he'd do the heavy work and let the woman just take orders from him. He told him he wouldn't mind doing the heavy work if he could just boss the job. So the Lord done all he asked him, and he went on back home, and right off, he started to bossing the woman around. So the woman didn't like that at all. So she went up to God and asked him how come he gave all the power and didn't leave her none. So he told her, "You ain't ever asked me for none. I thought you was satisfied." She says, "Well, I ain't. With the man bossing me around, he took the doing since you gave him all the power. I want half of his power. Take it away and give it to me." The Lord shook his head. He told her, "I never takes nothing back after I done gave it out. It's too bad since you don't like it, but you should have come up with him and I would have divided it in half." The woman was so mad she left there spitting like a cat. She went straight to the devil. He told her, "I tell you what to do. You go right back up to God and ask him to give you that bunch of keys hanging by the mantel shelf. Then bring them here to me, and I'll tell you what to do with them, and you can have more power than man." So she did, and God gave them to her, though, a word, and took them back to the devil. There were 3 keys on that ring. So the devil told her what they was. One was the key to the bedroom, and one was the key to the cradle, and the other was the kitchen key. He told her to go home and start no fuss. Just take the keys and lock up everything and wait till the man come in and she could have her way. So she did. The man tried to act stubborn at first, But he couldn't get no peace in the bed and nothing to eat. And he couldn't make no generations to follow him unless he used his power to suit the woman. He wasn't doing him no good to have the power. She wouldn't let him use it like he wanted to. So she tried to dicker with him, and he tried to dicker with her. He said he'd give her half the power if she would let him keep the keys half the time. But right then the devil popped right up and told her, no, just keep what you got and let him keep what he got. So the man went back up to God, but God told him just like he done the woman. So he asked God to just give him part of the key to the cradle so he would know and be sure that he was the father of their children. But God shook his head and told him, you have to ask the woman and take her word. She got the keys, and I never take back what I give out. So the man come on back and done like the woman told him, for the sake of peace in the bed. And that's how come woman got the power over men's today.
I am back from my story collecting adventures. It was a short jaunt. I returned just before Professor Nelson finished. Did you hear the interesting way she said certain words? She did it because of Zora Neale Hurston's style of anthropology. Hurston was not only a griot and a writer, but she was a trained cultural anthropologist. She ran around recording the dialects of Black people, particularly in Florida, during the 1920s, well into the 1950s. So when she recorded the story, she wrote them in the dialect of the people, so that whoever read them would hear how the people talked. So we would hear their vernacular. Listen to the interesting use of turn of phrase in this rendering of this origin story. There is a rhythm in the language. This is what Hurston and every good griot is after, finding the rhythm of the language. Thank you, Professor Nelson. Well, my friends, story time in Storyville has come to an end. But I, Aunt Nancy, will return with another yarn to spin. Kaeri, goodbye and fare thee well, until it's time for another tale.